I'd like to help you better understand how to deal with Israelis and the Israeli business culture.
How to survive.
That's in parentheses. To help you build a more effective business relationship with Israelis. So, I'm from Seattle. And one of the curious things about people from Seattle is they don't cross the street on red. They'll wait, no matter what time of the day. So a few years ago, I was in Seattle with my wife. My wife is Israeli. And it was late at night, and the crossing signal was red. For Israelis, this is more of a suggestion than a law. And my wife marched out across the street and crossed to the other side, while I obediently stood on the side of the crosswalk and waited. She turned around and looked at me and said, "What are you doing? Get over here already." And I gently pointed at the crosswalk sign, showing her that it was still red. My wife looked at me and she looked around and she didn't see any cars and she didn't hear any cars. And there was no honking. So studies have shown that drivers in the Northwest area are some of the most reluctant to use their horns. It's true. But this is not the case for Israelis. Israelis are honkers. They might use a gentle honk like, "Hey, I'm here." Or, "Hey, I'm right behind you." Or, "Hey, get moving. The light's about to change." Or it might be a little more aggressive, like, "Hey, I'm coming up fast behind you. Get moving out of my lane." Or, "I need to get somewhere. Move already." Or, "Get going." So they say that Israel is the only country in the world where the accelerator is connected directly to the horn. So, anyways, there we were, in Seattle, in the middle of the night, on the street. The light was still red. My wife was on the other side. And as if she was honking, she said to me, "Cross the street already." And then the light turned green, and like a rocket, I was over to the other side. And this kind of typifies the way we work with Israelis. So, working with Israelis is a thing. In 2015, actually, Intel produced a document to share with some of their non-Israeli workers, explaining how to work with Israelis. And in a nutshell, they said that Israelis are very rude people, without actually saying Israelis are rude people. Also, the company 𝗳𝗵𝗃𝗃.com produced a document in which they explained that you might feel that an Israeli is attacking you, or being very aggressive because of their tone of voice is much louder, their facial expressions are more intimidating, and their body language is more overbearing. So, how can we work with Israelis and make the experience enjoyable? I'd like to go into 10 top characteristics of Israelis and to better acquaint yourselves with this to make the experience more enjoyable. Number 1. Israelis use their cell phones everywhere. Not just cell phones, but also messages. They say Israel is a WhatsApp country. They love WhatsApp. This is an example of just how many messages I got in my marketing WhatsApp group in just an hour. And that's not to mention how many messages I get for all the other groups, the children's schools, the community, the city, etc., etc. For Israelis, it's all audible, it's in your face, it's right now. And so what you need to do to work with Israelis under these circumstances is be patient, don't be insulted if they take out their phone and start checking messages, even in the middle of your presentation. So, number 2, Israelis are notoriously informal. The classic Israeli mentality is direct and in your face. And they just have a bolder way of saying things. So they might ask questions like, so where do you live? Really? How much did you pay for your house? No. That expensive? This is what we call chutzpah. So just remain calm and don't take it personally. There's no reason to get defensive with Israelis. There is no ill will intended. When you ask an Israeli's opinion, they will probably give it to you directly. Israelis value honesty. Number 3. Israelis are very casual. If you see an Israeli wearing a suit, then they're probably going to get married or going to a funeral. So don't judge an Israeli by their dress.
Somebody needs a radio. Who's sleeping?
Number 4.
The real story, we had the radio. Go back.
Wait, Ido,
Okay.
interrupting is number 6. With Israelis, it's very much a culture of arguing, aggressive arguing, and disdain for just about any kind of civilized conversation. That's what's in the Israeli DNA. Israelis prefer to resolve things through direct communications, face-to-face, which may include the use of confrontation and straightforward criticism. Now, some of the first words you learn when you come to Israel are 𝗪𝗲𝗃𝗃, please, toda, thank you, slicha, excuse me. Israelis never use these words. Now, this may make them appear rude, and they may even start speaking Hebrew in front of you. Don't be insulted. When Israelis hold a phone conversation or start speaking Hebrew right in front of you, they're probably not even talking about you. Really. Okay. Go ahead.
No, the real story that we
Israelis often interrupt, and they refuse to remain quiet. You can't get a word in edgewise, and they just repeat themselves over and over and over, like, Martin, 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 listen, listen, listen. I want to say something, I want to say something. Don't take it personally. If they interrupt you, even in the middle of your presentation, that just means they have something to say and they don't want to wait until the end. They want to say it now. Number 7. Israelis are used to things not going as planned. And they're ready to make changes at a moment's notice. So just expect the unexpected. And be ready for this and a rapid pace of pivoting. While strategic planning and sometimes be more favored over the quick and dirty solutions, there can be something invigorating and even inspiring about working with the Israeli agile sense of work. Number 8, for Israelis, timelines, agendas, schedules, these are more like suggestions than the actual rule. So don't expect Israelis to be punctual or stick to timetables. They usually have a more flexible view of time. And that means a decreased use of agendas and less precise starting and ending times. Number 9. Generally speaking, Israelis don't wait in line. If they see a crack, they'll sneak right in. So just look at this from the Israeli perspective. It's like a kibbutz. In your own home, you wouldn't wait in line to open the refrigerator to get something, right? So for Israelis, the whole world is their home. Number 10. The picture here shows what we call the 𝗪𝗶𝗲𝗃. The 𝗪𝗶𝗃 represents the essential characteristic of native Israelis. The 𝗪𝗶𝗃 is actually the fruit on the cactus. And what we say about this is that the fruit is hard and prickly on the outside, but soft and sweet on the inside. And this is kind of like what an Israeli is. If they see you need help, if they see that you're in trouble, they'll be quick to stand up and give you a hand. So my suggestion, just take it, even if you don't want their help. So it's no secret, working with Israelis can be challenging, but it can provide you an amazing opportunity. That pushiness, tenacity, that we can do it despite the odds, has shaped the Israeli approach. You'll work with some of the most talented people who think outside the box. Israelis understand what it is to dream big. That's why Israelis are making some of the most record-breaking VC investments and disrupting some of the most long-standing industries with innovative ideas. Working with Israelis can not just be worth it, but it can be one of the most rewarding experiences you can imagine. Good luck.